What you're about to watch is fan-made, but don't let that stop you. Enjoy, and always support anything official. Dave!
Yes, Alvin.
How much longer? I can't wait!
He said he'd be here in a few minutes. He's just getting his gear. Give him time.
One more minute of this, and I might burst! Burst? Do you mean...
No, Theodore. It's a figure of speech. He's saying that if one of our fans doesn't come soon, he might do something insanely stupid, as he always does.
Oh, come on! You practically do the same thing when something you're expecting has been delayed or on hold for too long.
That's because, unlike you, I have self-control.
Talk about deja vu.
Hey, guys.
I'm not late, am I? Back and better than ever.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
Oh, sorry, Brett. Didn't see you there.
Well, you should have. Don't mind Brittany, Alvin. She's just in one of her diva moments. She's always in a diva moment. Yeah, but this one is pretty different.
Different from the time she thought that she was,
better than everyone else? Oh, I don't think I'm better than everyone else. I know I'm better.
Says the one who lost the homecoming queen title to Martha Henderson.
I heard that.
What did I just walk into?
Hey, you're here!
Well, I had to surprise my main monk somehow!
How did you get in, anyway?
Oh, Dave let me in the back door.
Sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I thought it'd help with the surprise.
And usually it's Alvin with the unexpected, upcomings, and it's always on a terrible note.
So you must be super smart Simon.
Well, I wouldn't say, super smart. Just smart.
I see.
Are you a fan of baking?
Ooh, sorry, Theo. I couldn't even bake a cupcake. Or maybe I can bake, and I must have forgotten how to.
Well, what do you like to bake, if you can remember?
Cookies.
Sugar frosted?
Snickerdoodle?
Peanut butter?
Reese's flavor? And
M&Ms?
M&Ms? Hey, for one morning, what do you say we can have an all-you-can-eat
Breakfast explosion! Man, I like this guy already. I'm totally down with it, Mr. Jason.
Please, just call me Jason.
Great. Now we have two crazy nutcases on our hands.
Come on, Simon. Could you at least give him a chance? After all, he did call you super in one of our episodes.
That's true. Oh, all right. But don't give him any funny ideas. One false move, and he's...
Okay, I get it. But there's one thing I have to warn you about.
Alvin, what are you?
Shh. Try your best not to go a little hard on me. When I saw his comments calling Brittany the name, he's beginning to be a little protective of my, mental health in some cases.
The name? Oh, you mean Little Miss...
Shh! Don't say it! He's the only one who can call her that. He can take any insult that she can hurl at him.
So, you're saying that we should go easy on you because your friend is here to keep you in check and not let the tension between us get loose?
Yep.
Well, you could have just told me.
Well, I'm not big on speaking up.
Fair enough. Well, bring him along. We've got a show to do.
Hey, Munketeers. Guess who's back in the hosting chair? That's right. Moi, Brittany. And welcome to another sparkly, fabulous episode of Munkcast. Your go-to for all things chipmunks, chipettes, and chaos. Now listen, before anyone says anything, yeah, we know, we're a week late. Let's just say someone, I won't name names, decided it was a great idea to challenge the whole group to a no-tech for 48 hours weekend, and then forgot to tell us that meant himself, too. Hey, How was I supposed to know the blender was technically technology? I just wanted a smoothie, not to blow out the kitchen circuit. And then we spent 3 days cleaning peanut butter out of the fuse box.
A truly electrifying experience.
On the bright side, I did learn you can make s'mores with a hairdryer.
Only because I stopped you from using the curling iron too, Theodore.
So, yeah. Delay equals ALVIN's smoothie disaster and Simon's temporary ban from the kitchen. But we're back, fully charged, no food-related hazards in sight, and ready to answer more of your amazing questions. So let's get right into it. Alright, so kicking things off today with a super sweet message from Jeanette Forever 1769. And they've got a question especially for Eleanor, and it's kind of perfect. They're thinking about going back to college for costume design, and they want to know if that's something you'd ever want to do someday, Ellie.
Oh, wow. I love this question. First of all, yeah, absolutely. Costume design sounds so fun and creative. And honestly, I would totally see myself doing something like that one day. I mean, I already love clothes. Not as much as Brittany, but, and not just wearing them. I love mixing textures, colors, figuring out what brings out someone's personality,
Well, I mean, you do really have a good eye for that, Eleanor. Like, when you helped us with those dresses at on the cruise, remember? That was pretty crafty. Or the time you helped me with that astronomy presentation outfit. I looked like I was wearing a galaxy, in the best way.
Thanks, Jeanette. I remember when Brittany had that emergency school project where she had to dress up. Was it Marie Antoinette?
Don't remind me. Teal everywhere. But yeah, the corset actually looked kind of amazing. I mean, it squeezed my waist so much I couldn't breathe, but it's totally worth it for the curves.
Yeah, I made the whole thing out of a scrap of fabric and a broken lampshade. I was going for a Lisa Simpson kind of thing, So yeah, I think I love designing costumes, especially as like a backup or something. But I also really love cooking and dancing and sports a lot. So, it's hard to pick just one dream.
You could always do all of them, like be a cooking show host in a tutu that you designed? Who runs marathons in her spare time?
Statistically speaking, multi-career paths are becoming increasingly common in the gig economy, so it's not unreasonable to pursue costume design and other interests, especially with Eleanor's skill set.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about going back to college for it, do it. The world needs more creative people who can see something in their mind that brings it to life, with fabric and flair. And hey, designing costumes isn't just about fashion. It's storytelling, right? You get to help someone become their character. And there is nothing more important and more visceral than someone's connection to their character.
And if you ever need a model for, like, a heroic rock star / super ninja, I'm totally your guy. Only if the costume comes with an ego leash.
But seriously, if your heart's telling you to go for it, listen to it. And don't stress out about being perfect right away. Just start sketching, experimenting, sewing, if you can, and have fun with it. I think you'll be amazing.
And if you ever design something, I'd love to see it. Especially if there's glitter, or moons, or like galaxy vibes.
She'll keep it in a display case and name it Galaxina Jr.
Can I request a chocolate chip print apron? Just putting it out there.
You see what I'm working with? So yes, go for that costume design dream. And if you ever need feedback, send your designs our way. We'd love to cheer you on.
Okay, this one's from GailMims636. And Logan wants to know, Simon, if you were out in the Wild West with Jeanette as your cowgirl, how would you handle it? And yes, cowboy hat and boots included.
Technically, cowboys were historically cattle herders and ranchers. So if I were to join such a lifestyle, I'd want to approach it with the appropriate cultural and historical reverence. That said, assuming we're in a safe, time-travel-free, dust-controlled reenactment of the Wild West.
So basically, he'd bring an encyclopedia, like 5 allergy pills, and a pocket weather station.
Actually, 6 allergy pills. I have a mild intolerance to hay.
Hay? Oh! That was a good one. But, I think it'd be adorable. We'd both probably end up talking to the horses like they're our lab assistants. I can do that, you know.
Precisely. I'd name it Professor Winnieton. He'd understand quantum physics.
Ugh, feelings. Practically the bane of Simon's existence.
Mm-hmm. And cowboy boots, practically the bane of his ankles.
Anyway, Logan, I'd imagine the Wild West with Jeanette would be oddly enjoyable. She'd have this grounding presence that would balance my own analytical approach. I'd handle mapping the terrain, gathering data, and ensuring that we weren't eaten by snakes or misled by desert mirages.
And I'd keep him from accidentally starting a cactus lecture while we're supposed to be herding longhorns.
Fair, I'd probably do better as the town librarian/scientist, but I'd absolutely give cowboying a shot, for Jeanette's sake. Especially if I could upgrade the boots to something with, orthopedic support.
And now I can't unsee you lassoing a book, instead of a steer. I'd just ride around with snacks and wave my hat in the air.
I'd totally pay to see that Western.
As long as no one lets Simon pick the soundtrack, 'cause it'll be all banjo and bluegrass formulas.
I'll have you know, Brittany, the Fabinochi sequence makes an excellent rhythm base for the frontier folk fusion.
Well, next up, Sonic the Loudhog, 3442. They asked if the Chipmunks remember the time they found a little kitten and tried hiding it from Dave. Oh, this one's definitely burned into your collective history, huh? Cookie Chomper the Third?
Yeah, that was one of the best and hardest things we ever went through.
You know, back when we sounded like this. Yeah, I remember when Cookie exploded. After a bath. I still say that Cookie could have dried the dishes with his fur.
You guys sound weird. Anyway, Cookie, he wandered into our lives. Literally. We found him wandering around in our bedroom.
Yeah, we were kinda afraid at the start, but he was this teeny little ball of fuzz.
And obviously we couldn't tell Dave. I think he's like allergic to cats or something. So naturally we didn't want him to see it and hid him in lots of different places. Yes, and under my bed, which was an absurd place to hide a living, breathing, meowing animal.
Yeah, we named him Cookie Chomper the Third. I picked Cookie, but Alvin wanted Chomper, and Simon thought that the third made him sound classy. Wait, I heard about this. You tried to class up a kitten that literally peed in Dave's guitar case.
Oh, that was one time. And besides, he had a great taste in music. And zero boundaries.
Yeah, but then he got out. We looked everywhere, but by the time we found him,
he'd been hit by a car. It devastated us. We each blamed ourselves.
I didn't sleep for 2 nights. I still have his collar in a box. That's all that's left. Dave helped you get through it, though, and he cried when you told him the whole story. Because he loved him, too. And the sneezes.
He reminded us of how much love we gave that kitten in the short time we had him, and how much Cookie gave back. That was one of the first times I saw how strong Theo really is. We miss you, Cookie Chomper the Third.
Always. All right. Well, we got a message all the way from Turkey, from Valky the Lion. That's, Vulcan. He says, loves all 6 of us, and Alvin is his favorite monk, and he had 2 questions. One for me, and one for Simon.
Oh, yeah. Great monk. You read that, Si? I'm internationally beloved.
Yes. Hold your applause, global sensation. Anyway, Vulcan asked me how I became Principal Meadows' assistant. Well, that's obviously because I'm the greatest choice she could have picked.
Brittany?
I mean, we all know it's true.
Brittany!
She just clearly recognizes that I'm the best person for the job.
Pump the brakes, princess!
Excuse me?
You pump those brakes!
Fine, okay. So, yeah, the truth. It all started because I may or may not have been sent to the principal's office 1 or 2 times. But instead of getting detention, Principal Meadows saw my potential. I was assertive, organized, and passionate about keeping things in order. And maybe a little pushy. A tiny bit. You also redesigned the bulletin board with seasonal fashion themes in glitter form. Hey, the hallways never had looked better. I started helping with announcements, event schedules, student reps, boom, instant assistant status. Let's be real. If anyone was going to run the school without technically running the school, it was going to be me.
Now on to Volcan's second question. He asked me if I've ever done D&D study on Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald.
He's talking about Sonic, right? Fast blue guy? Major hair goals.
Correct. And while the emeralds are fictional within our universe, I have researched theoretical crystal structures and energy containment fields. Their depiction aligns closely with speculative quantum matter theory. Think infinite energy reserves and harmonic regulated resonance.
What does that mean in English?
It means if they were real, I'd be the first to catalog their properties, test their potential, and hypothetically build safeguards against, interdimensional chaos.
So, yeah, he's thought about it a lot. Do any of those emeralds taste like a watermelon?
No, but I totally wield one if it gave me speed and stage lightning, like Sonic meets a rock concert.
Volcan, you get points for style and curiosity. Keep those questions coming. Just maybe not all at once next time. But I digress. Next up is Ezekiel B5708. Ezekiel? Yeah, that definitely says Ezekiel. Anyway, they're wondering if we've ever heard of Thomas the Tank Engine, and if so, who are our favorite characters. Also, shout out to the series for its 80th anniversary. Wow. Oh, I know Thomas. I used to watch it with my teddy bear all the time when I was younger. Percy was always my favorite. He's a little green engine who tries so hard to be helpful, and he's got the cutest smile.
Well, I still watch it sometimes, but when I babysit the neighbors' kids, I love Emily. She's really strong and super smart, and she doesn't let anyone talk her down, okay? Just because she's an engine. And total girl power on rails.
Wait, is that the one with the theme song that gets stuck in your head for a week? Like a da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whoa, 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 something like that.
Yes, that's the one, I think. I like trains, so it's always in my circle somewhere. But if I had those stop-motion trains with those really expressive faces, I would absolutely try and make my own series with it. That would be so cool. And I'd also introduce stories that encourage basic problem-solving and teamwork, even with anthropomorphized locomotives.
Little Boy Blue's got a cooler with the deadlines on the future Munkcast episodes. It's too much pressure for Alvin.
I remember one episode where the trains are, stuck in snow. I think. It kind of gave me anxiety, but Eleanor always made it sound so fun.
That's because you are Edward. All thoughtful and sweet and always quietly doing the right thing. Although, you look much better in those jeggings.
Well, that's actually kind of a nice comparison, but I'm not sure how a train can wear my jeggings. I knew you would cut to me. Look, do I really look like the type of girl who's going to be watching a show about talking trains? Well, no. But from what I've heard from Eleanor describing them to Jeanette constantly, this one called Rosie, sounds like my kind of engine. She's pink, apparently, independent, and doesn't take any guff from steam-powered boys.
Okay, so I don't watch it, but I'll say that I'm whatever train is red and bold and dramatic and full of himself. Wow, I made myself sad.
Alvin, what are you talking about?
It looks like he just admitted that he's full of himself, but no comment.
Well, it's cool to think that a show that old is still making people smile.
Oh, yeah, totally. Thomas and his friends always made me feel like even if you're small or a little bit different, you can totally make a big difference.
All right, next one's from Katie Karashnikov. Yeah, Karashnikov? I totally think I've said that before, but 3, 2, 6 numbers. They want to know, during that big around-the-world race we did the three of us Chipettes actually belly dance? Well, we didn't exactly plan on it, but yeah, kinda. It happened in Egypt. A long story.
We got sorta kidnapped by this young prince who, wanted to marry Brittany.
Emphasis on not happening. So yeah, we had to think fast. And there were guards that were snakes. And, we had to charm them, right? But those dolls turned out to be something way more serious than we thought. So we improvised. We were wearing these pretty revealing outfits at the time. And the music we had was, well, it was there, so we belly danced and charmed them, and they picked us up, and it was a little inappropriate, but looking back on it, it was our best exit strategy. But at least for once, ALVIN didn't have the spotlight.
Jeez Louise, Brittany, you scream like crazy when your favorite singer is in town, accidentally make a few compliments, and now you're jealous about ALVIN taking the spotlight just for today?
Jason, please. If ALVIN ever had to dance with cobras while wearing an Arabian slave girl outfit, he'd faint into a sand dune.
Honestly, it was one of those moments where you don't think, you just move, you know? And we had to move fast.
Yeah, and the snakes were real, by the way. All slithery and I could hear them hiss. But we nailed it. It's a bit odd that I have to say that I was able to seduce snakes. Really don't want to know what they had planned for us. Those eyes, when they looked at us. Creepy. But we got the dolls back, escaped the palace, and made our checkpoint all without becoming whatever those snakes were gonna do.
Pretty sure that counts as a successful mission and a spontaneous dance performance.
Yeah, it was scary, but also kind of beautiful. We had each other's backs the whole time. But I will say that those outfits were really cold. Like, my legs were exposed all the way up to the top of the thigh. Yeah, I guess. So, Katie, we really did sorta belly dance. It was a mishmash of other dances, but no, we do not take requests. Anyway, here we go. Our final question comes from Fatal Waffle 1715. And I love the drama in this one. They ask, what would you do if the world was in complete chaos?
First of all, define chaos. Environmental collapse? Governmental breakdown? Social panic? Either way, I'd gather as much information as possible, build a secure communications hub, and try to help coordinate emergency responses, if I could.
Yeah, while Simon's building his bunker, I'm out here leading the people, rallying spirits, inspiring hope, wearing aviator shades and a cool jacket. Hero stuff. And hey, maybe Brittany can be by my side, helping me out along the way.
Dude! Little Miss Sharpay hates you! Why can't you just get that through your head? She hates you!
No, Jason, I don't hate ALVIN. Plus, I'm Brittany, okay?
Are you kidding me right now?
There's just no getting through to you, is there?
I think that Brittany's innocent in all this.
She didn't sound so innocent with her girl crew.
Yeah, because we're her sisters, and she is a good person at heart.
Now, Jeanette, I understand you're the Fluttershy of the group, and you want me to treat Brittany the same amount of kindness as you have done over the years. And honestly, I get that Brittany is a rock star, pop star, whatever. But unlike ALVIN, she's self-centered some of the time.
Yeah, well, that is what makes me, me. I think I hear it.
You know what, guys? I'm just gonna go into the living room, cool myself off, and let you guys continue on with the Munkcast, okay?
Sure. Thanks for joining us, Jason. We, really appreciate you being on the show. Well, now that's over, to answer the question, I'd make sure that everybody has food and cookies and a warm blanket and hugs and maybe some board games. Because the world of chaos is, well, a little scary.
I'd probably be right there with you, Theo. Organizing food, making plans, helping kids feel safe. But I'd also be training people how to stay strong, maybe setting up shelter systems. I wouldn't just sit there doing nothing. Plus, I hate sitting on my hands. My butt makes my hands numb. What, too far? Guys, we're mammals. We have butts, okay? That might be weird for you guys to think about, but we have them. We have more than that, okay? It's there. Don't look at me like that. It's biology.
Well, I think I'd focus on keeping people informed accurate. Honest information can really calm fear. Maybe even start a little public broadcast system. Call myself 3 Dog. I love references. Because it will help people, feel something while they listen. Okay, real talk then. I'd keep everyone organized. Panic spreads fast. And you need someone who can manage schedules, get resources when they're needed, and still make people feel like they're part of something together. I'd probably have a full command board set up, like within an hour.
So, you'd be the president.
Hey, I already run the school. Global chaos is just that, on a bigger scale.
Honestly, though, if the world was in chaos, the only thing that would really get us through it is each other.
Yeah, family first, always. 'Cause if you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Well, thank you so much, Fatal Waffle, for ending this episode with something deep. Whether it's belly dancing in Egypt or navigating world chaos, we've got each other, and baby, that's what really matters. But yep, that wraps up another wild ride of Munkcast. If you had fun hanging out with us today, and we know you did, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop something new. And a big shout out to MyJazzyMunkcast Entertainment for teaming up with us on this one. Thanks for joining the monk side and bringing the fun. Oh, I've been writing that as we were doing the show. Is it good?
Yes, Alvin. It's always an honor to collaborate with such talented creators.
And to everyone who sent in fan mail, thank you for making us laugh. Think and remember the moments that matter, like belly dancing in Egypt and almost getting assaulted by snakes.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
And don't worry, a link to MyJazzyMunkcast Entertainment's YouTube channel should be in the description below, or maybe in the pinned comment, or both. Well, we'll see you next time. Until then, keep on monkin'.